Fun fact. Did you know you cannot snore and dream at the same time?
Cannot snore and dream.
That's crazy.
I snore a lot, so I must not dream a lot.
Hey, but when you do dream, you don't snore.
Yeah.
So
I guess so.
So you know then when you're not when you are dreaming, you're not making a lot of noise.
fact.
So
Huh.
fun fact. All right. With
That was a good
that,
one.
yeah, that was a very solid one. With that, this is We Talk Sports Good. This is NFL Talk trade deadline recap special with a little bit of buy or sell on our playoff picks, maybe some readjusting of what we think the playoffs will look like. We'll go right into it. We're going to do a brief recap of last week. I feel like for the most part, it was pretty expected, but we'll get some of the top games or maybe the most interesting games first. We'll go first with Randall and his Saints. That's a big game right there.
It was a scary game for a minute. I again thought that the Saints were gonna blow it for a minute there, but Breeze 23 for 28, 299. Didn't throw a touchdown. I can't tell you the last game the Saints won without Breeze throwing a touchdown. You know what? That might have not happened while he's been in New Orleans. Honestly, I don't know, but the running back tandem is amazing. Defense looked good. I know it's Chicago, but still holding any NFL team to 12 points is really good. Honestly, I know Trubisky's stats, 14 for 32, 164, and an interception, looks bad. But if you watch that game, I feel like he wasn't as bad as his stats showed. He was better than that because at the end, they had him throwing a lot to try to catch up. But our defense was just too good. Kenny Vaccaro is a madman. And then, of course, Marshawn Lattimore, man. He had another interception this week, and I wish the stats showed a little bit more of how great he's been, because I think if they did, he would be a legit contender for the Rookie of the Year, but I just don't think he will, just because you have Deshaun Watson over here putting up stupid numbers, Kareem Hunt putting up stupid numbers, so, I don't think he really has a chance, but which brings up, there should be a defensive rookie. Well, I guess there is a defensive rookie. Yeah. He'll probably win that. He should win that.
Well, see, and that's the thing. I saw something where obviously this isn't a poll that is going to affect the actual voters. It was of people on Twitter from NFL Live's Twitter account. But Marshawn Lattimore was third. Of course, the Cowboys defensive rookie of the year.
Okay.
The Cowboy fans flooded in Jordan Lewis.
It goes NFC Rookie of the Year, AFC Rookie of the Year, right? Isn't that where they split it? But then there's an overall Rookie of the Year for the NFL. But then there's Offensive Rookie of the Year, Defensive Rookie of the Year, NFC, AFC. Isn't that how it works? I'm thinking that's what I remember. I feel like he should definitely win Defensive Rookie of the Year. Yeah. But yeah.
Thomas, you want to go ahead and try to cover that wild game out in Seattle? I don't think if you said a game in Seattle is going to be a shootout, people are going to believe you, but it was. So what do you take away from that madness?
Dude, Deshaun Watson's the truth, and the Texans miss Whitney Merciless.
Not JJ?
Not JJ. Whitney Merciless. That's who they miss the most. But you can't argue with what Deshaun Watson's doing. He is out of this world, and DeAndre Hopkins and Will Fuller are making a case for the best 1-2 punch as far as receivers are concerned. There's a serious argument when someone has 13 receptions and 7 of them are touchdowns. I think Hopkins is number 3 in the league now with 606 yards, but the only thing I got to say about this game was the lack of prevent defense. I'm not sure if they forgot about that was a thing because Russell Wilson, all he was doing the entire game was throwing it up and in one-on-one situations, and receivers were coming down with it. And that was the first play that to start their game-winning drive, that was literally the first play because they started it on their 20, I think, and then just threw a bomb down the field and then set them up 2 plays later. So, it's called a prevent defense for a reason, and they were in man. So I put that one on the defensive coordinator. But yeah, that's it. But Deshaun Watson's the truth. He's going to win Rookie of the Year, and if he doesn't, something's wrong.
I think that actually.
I don't like Kareem Hunt's doing Kareem Hunt.
Kareem Hunt slowed down a little bit.
Huh?
Yeah, he definitely has.
Well, yeah, but even if Kareem Hunt stays at a 100-yard pace, it's I don't think it's even close.
I think you're definitely right about the wide receiver tandem there. I mean, honestly, the only one that I can think of that I like better is Denver's, but they don't have a quarterback to throw to them, so it doesn't matter.
Osweiler.
Hey, the Brocket launchers starting this week. So.
Good God.
It's better than Simeon, honestly. That's saying a lot. I was going to ask Thomas, obviously this is, pretty easy question, but how happy does Hopkins have to be to finally have a quarterback?
Dude, he had 3 touchdowns all of last year, and he had 3 in one game.
Just think about what he's had to go through as a receiver.
He has check this out. In I don't know how many games, but Will Fuller has, like I said, 13 receptions. DeAndre Hopkins has 45. Both of them have 7 touchdowns. 7. Insane. Yeah. And Will Fuller on those 13 receptions has 279 yards receiving. Jeez. Yeah, it's crazy. But yes, that man is ecstatic and making his highest paid contract, like his contract that made him the highest paid wide receiver in the league, worth it.
Yeah, once you have someone that can just get them the ball, you see, obviously you see how well he played before having a quarterback just overall, but now to have someone that can actually do it good. And obviously Watson's doing it great, but he just needed someone doing it good, and now he's got great, and look how just big of a jump it is. And that's just kind of the biggest part, obviously.
Yeah, he's also the second leading rusher on the team as well. So
yeah, big deal. So I'll move to my unfortunate game, Lions Sunday Night Football. Luckily, World Series kind of overshadowed it. Good for them because Lions did not need more eyes on that game. Nice 20-15 loss. Matt Prater earning that contract, though. That's for sure. But, geez, their Lions red zone offense is just terrible. And, Amir Abdullah can't run on the goal line, and they pull him for Dwayne Washington, who just wasn't going anywhere at all. So when you get down there, the only thing left, if you don't have a running back that can go in, is to hope you have a tight end. Oh, wait, Eric Ebron. I don't even know. So, they were giving him they were calling it the New York cheers, where every time he, just caught a ball, they'd be like, yay. And then he had that one catch that actually broke for, 20 yards. But, he was wide open, so I hope he catches it and runs for 20 yards. But when you're down there and you have no one, the receivers aren't jump ball guys. That was Galladay is hopefully supposed to be that, but, he hasn't stayed healthy yet. So then you have to look, where's your next option when you don't have a running back that can just pound it in, a receiver you can throw a jump ball to. It's got to be a tight end, and they don't have any faith in Ebron. So at that point, when they went for it, I don't even know what they're trying to do, because honestly, the best thing would have just have Stafford bootleg it and maybe hope he could run it in. Yeah. Or dump it to Fells, because apparently he's the consistent tight end. But once they did that, look, I get you're just tired of getting down to the goal line and just can't do anything. But the point of the game wasn't desperate enough to go for it. And look, Juju had the big catch. 99% of the time you don't expect that to happen, but you're still in the game. Don't don't just kind of throw it all there. I mean, once you miss, it kind of just felt, well, it's over. Lions can't even punch it in from there. They can't even get points. So Stafford threw for 400 yards, no touchdowns, no interceptions. Positive, but that was, they said, I believe, the first time that's happened in a long time. But man, that's
rough.
They held Brown pretty well. I mean, Bell's going to get his carries. I felt like they contained him as best as they could for someone like him. And to hold the Steelers to 20 is overall, I think that's a win. You expect a Lions offense to put up more than 15 and only field goals. So, unfortunately, that was what they came up with after the bye week. I don't see a lot of good coming after that unless they can figure out someone who can do something in the red zone. And that might just have to be activate Zenner and just hope maybe he can do something, because at this point you just got to try something completely different that no one's expecting.
You need Joique Bell back.
Apparently.
That you can't lose a game when you win total yards. You have more total yards. You win the turnover battle. You have more first downs, and you win time of possession, and you lose. That cannot happen. That is bad. That is so bad.
Red zone efficiency, 0 for 5. That loses games, everyone.
Yeah.
So, moving on to one of my AFC teams I'm enjoying watching is the Buffalo Bills, and they are, well, mainly because they're giving me some of those extra points in our pick'em because I keep picking them. But a 34-14 win over the Raiders, 2 interceptions, 2 forced fumbles and recoveries. They are dominating the ball on the ground. LaShawn McCoy, 150 yards. Tyrod Taylor doesn't make mistakes, and he's doing that without receivers, with one coming in, which we'll talk about. I really enjoy watching Tyrod Taylor. I would lock him up long term. I've already thought that, though, before this year. I think.
Is he 27?
He's still in his prime. He's just entering his prime because, I mean, he did sit behind Flacco for a good 3-4 years. But I've always thought he had – I don't know. I always thought of him as a really interesting quarterback. He does not make mistakes. He will get you those extra yards.
28.
But, I mean, I don't know what they expect better out of this next draft, so I would go ahead and try to lock him up now. But that's a great win. I know the Raiders aren't, what everyone expected before the year. This was Lynch's game out, but 4 turnovers, that's a solid win, and now you have everyone pumped at the trade deadline. So I'm feeling good about the Bills right now. So staying in, I guess, division a little bit. You're going to talk a little bit on the Falcons.
Let me tell you what I'm feeling good about. The fact that the Jets are not going to win another game, knock on wood. Anyone say, what was that?
Schedule.
Oh, their remaining schedule, they have Bills, and then at Bucks, versus Panthers, versus Chiefs, at Broncos, at Saints, versus Chargers, at Pats. To me, their only hope is that Chargers game. And I don't see them beating any of those other teams. Maybe Panthers. They might have a chance against the Panthers.
I'll say if Panthers on or off, depends on where.
Denver's offense, man. I wouldn't doubt that one either. Josh McCown could have one of those games and surprise people, but
but Josh McCown has had those games not against Chris Harris and Talib and Roby and Von Miller breathing down his neck. So that's a little bit of a different defense, and literally like that is the definition of Simeon or whoever's his quarterback being like, dude, you don't even have to be good. You have to barely be average. Like you could barely be average and still win that game. But yeah, Jets. They're better than everyone thought because they're playing all these games close. They keep being right there, and they just can't get it done. But also though, Falcons only beat the Jets by 5. They are not who we thought they were. That's all I'll say on that one.
Falcons. I mean, you got to turn around fast at this point.
Yeah.
So we'll move right into, I think, the biggest story of the week is the trade deadline going nuts.
Real quick,
there,
recap of points.
Oh.
So this week we all did very well,
Yeah.
actually, on our pick'ems. I only missed 2 games. Got all of them right except for 2. So I had 11. Dom got them all right except for 3. He had 10. And then Thomas had 8. So anyone keeping up with the complete stats, me and Thomas are now tied 55-55. And Dom is trying to cut that gap. He has 49. It was worse. It was way worse.
It was. I mean, I'll take that right now.
Yeah, so it's heating up a little bit in our pick'ems.
Yeah, so we'll see. That'll be interesting once we get there. Maybe catch a little bit more, hopefully, for me. We'll see. We'll see. So, yeah, we'll get to I think it has to be the biggest NFL trade deadline in ever, almost. It feels like
almost ever, yeah.
NFL trade deadline's not, it's like a couple small trades, it feels like, usually. But, all right, we have a lot. So we'll kick it off with, I don't want to say the biggest, but an interesting trade that kind of affects the fall of the draft, free agency. Jimmy Garoppolo, the 49ers, for a second-round pick this year. So basically a first-round pick. I mean, think about it. It's just right there, tagging off the end. So
34, 33, something around there.
Yeah, I mean, you're getting a really good pick.
Yeah.
I'll just say, I think it's a win for both. Patriots can't hold on to him forever. They knew that. And if they're really buying into Brady playing in his 40s, I mean, he's leaving. He's leaving then. If he's not getting a chance, he's gone. For the 49ers, now you don't have to spend a first-round pick on what could be a questionable, maybe a depth of quarterbacks, but a questionable depth of quarterbacks this draft. So now you still keep your first-round pick, and there's some interesting guys that could go very high, like a Derwin James up there that they can spend a pick on. Maybe move down, get a couple more picks, get a playmaker on the outside. I mean, there's a lot they can do now instead of having to worry about finding a quarterback. So I think it's a win both sides.
Yeah, I really think it's a win. I think it's a big win for both. Patriots, the way Brady is playing, I mean, he's not playing just knockout this year. He's playing great. He's playing great, but
still the leader in yards.
yeah, but it's not like last season was a better season for him. But he's still playing way better than anyone his age should. And his little, what was it? He wanted to play 3 to 5 years left.
Yeah.
I think he's got it. I think he can do it. So they can find another Jimmy G in one of these drafts to back him up.
I think this is a good draft to do that because it is a depth of quarterback, know for sure things.
Yeah.
That's a perfect draft to do it. They can get someone this year.
None of these quarterbacks need to start next year.
I feel like there's talent there, so they could grab someone and stash them.
And to add that on the 49ers side, I don't think there's a quarterback better than Jimmy G in this draft. I think Jimmy G is better than any of those guys are going to be. I'm not saying Jimmy G's great, but I think he's better than Rosen or Darnold or any of those guys.
And then having to spend the money on like trying to go for Cousins.
Yeah. And now they don't have to worry about, hey, we got to move. Like if say one team, say the Browns end up getting the first pick and they're going to pick a quarterback, they want Rosen, but San Francisco wanted Rosen. Oh, we got to trade 1 billion picks to try to jump up and get him. Now they don't have to worry about that. You pick the best player available because every position on your team needs work. You pick the best player available, and it makes the draft a whole lot easier for them.
Thomas, your thoughts on this trade?
And Robot Thomas reappears.
Thomas, can you try again? We lost a little bit of connection on that one. Maybe.
And KO. Fatality.
Well, hopefully Thomas will get. Hopefully, a connection gets better here in a second. We'll move on to another trade, and Thomas' connection works out. We'll let him give his thoughts on that trade and the last one. I'll save the Houston one then, hoping that his connection comes back. We'll stick with the AFC East and Travis Benjamin going to the Bills for a 3rd and 7th round pick. Randall, I'll let you have first thoughts on this one.
I mean, I don't think Travis Benjamin is worth that. He's a good returner. He's fast.
Kelvin Benjamin. Sorry.
Okay.
I don't know why I said Travis Benjamin.
Kelvin Benjamin. That's why I was confused.
My bad.
I was like, Travis Benjamin too? Did I miss
Sorry,
this?
my bad. I was like,
Kelvin Benjamin.
Wrong person. Yeah, sorry. Kelvin
that's
Benjamin.
why I was kind of like looking at you like, I didn't know they traded for Travis Benjamin too. You really caught me off guard there. I was like, wow.
My bad.
No, you're good.
Benjamin.
Yeah, Kelvin Benjamin. I'm not completely sold on that trade. I'm not sold on Kelvin Benjamin. I really just think he's a big body dude. You know what I mean? I guess it's good for them but I don't think they still got a true number one receiver, really. I don't know if he's that good.
Huh.
I feel really bad for the Panthers. Any hope of having a number one receiver is gone now. I mean, now I guess Funches is the guy.
This is the guy.
McCaffrey is going to get a lot of, receptions now, so that'll be good.
Yeah. I'm split because, like you said, you just took away a top guy for Cam at this point. I get they're two similar guys. Okay. But at this point, can you trade him right now? Because Curtis Samuels is still kind of learning receiver because he was more of a running back at Ohio State. Yes, they slotted him out, but he was still more of a running back. So at the same time, I guess you're saying he's ready. Shepard, apparently he's ready to step up and make a huge impact. I mean, I enjoy Funches because he went to Michigan, but is he really a true number one right now? I mean, he's playing better, but he's still learning. Like I said, he was a converted tight end. As much as you want to say, he was a converted tight end. For the Bills, I don't know. I like I do actually kind of like the fit because Buffalo doesn't go downfield a ton, and now you have a big body receiver. If you just run him short and just have him box people out on short routes, I mean, I just feel like at this point for the Bills, their offense isn't really – they're not building something to go deep. They're building just to move it chunk by chunk, and if you have a big body receiver that can do it, I mean, I think it's better than what they got right now. I mean, Zay Jones still needs a lot of work. Jordan Matthews hasn't made a huge impact on him right now. Andre Holmes is really their number one guy. At this point, a 3rd and a 7th with how many draft picks the Bills have, I think it's worth it. Especially, like I said, he just needs to run some curls and throw some jump balls out, outside shoulder to him right there. And that's it.
Right. Yeah, well, it'll be fun to see. I mean, I definitely think me saying that I'm not sure he's the number one receiver, obviously he's the best receiver they're going to have in Buffalo, so I'm okay with that. Panthers will be helped out a lot in I think it's week 12 that Greg Olsen is supposed to come back.
Yeah, it is soon-ish.
So, that'll help out a lot, but until then, honestly, McCaffrey was already leading them in targets and receptions. That's going to keep going up. I'm excited to have him in fantasy right now.
So at this point, do you just put him out at receiver?
I mean, yeah, he might get a designated receiver out there for a little while.
Yeah, I was going to say. Thomas, you back with us yet?
Can you hear me?
Yeah. Oh, there he is. Very clear, Thomas.
Am I good now?
I think so. What do you think on this Bills trade then?
Well, I can talk. This one threw me for a loop. That's very, very questionable on the Panthers side. What'd they get for him?
3rd and 7th.
Yeah, garbage. So I don't know. I don't know what the Panthers are thinking unless Benjamin secretly wanted out. So I don't know.
While we still have you on good connection, Thomas, we'll actually just go straight to the Houston trade because I feel like you'll have the best on that insight there.
Yeah,
To Seattle
yeah. I figured.
for a third and fifth this year and a
Go ahead.
second of next year since Lane failed the physical. All right, sorry. I'll let you go ahead.
Yeah. Jeremy Lane wouldn't have been. He wouldn't have done anything. He hasn't been good since he got his Mondo huge contract.
Wait, real quick. Sorry to interrupt. So they ended up getting a second instead of Jeremy Lane?
But it's the second of next year.
Okay. Actually, that's a pretty good trade-off.
They got a fifth and a second for next year?
The fifth is this year.
So
third
just
and
two
fifth,
draft picks?
three total. Third and fifth this year. Second rounder the following year. Because they already traded their second rounder for this year. So
Right. Okay. So Dwayne Brown's holdout didn't help. So I mean, and the offensive line was coming together kind of. I mean, there's not a superstar on there besides Nick Martin. And he's coming into his own. And with Deshaun Watson, your line doesn't have to be great. It just has to be, sustainable, I guess, because Deshaun Watson opens up the run game. There's so much misdirection in what he does that Dwayne Brown, wasn't missed. They're still the number one scoring offense without him. And if they're not, they're top five. So he wasn't missed, and I think Houston got all that they could for him.
Yeah. I mean, the fact that he's been holding out and they're playing this well, I think this is a good haul, and I like the second rounder next year better than Lane.
Yeah, me too.
So, and I mean, I feel like if anything, you could package that and maybe move up a little in this year's draft for.
That's what, dude. They need to at least get a second round pick back, man. I think they work with that second rounder next year, just because they don't have a pick to the third round, and they gotta do something.
Yeah. So at this point, I mean, maybe if they want, maybe use that second round next year, and the third they got from Seattle. Maybe you can move.
Take that. Round? Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, they just need they need to pick in the second round, at least. Like they're not going to get a first round pick from anybody, but they need to at least get a second round.
I think they could do that, especially getting that second round or next year. Someone, when we hit draft time, someone that wants to start stockpiling picks. I think you can use next year's second rounder and whatever you got to move into the second round. So yeah. I think this is another pretty winner both sides trade. I think Randall, do you agree on that?
Yeah.
Sorry.
Seahawks really need offensive line. Dwayne Brown's a good offensive lineman. He was holding out with the Texans. Texans were done with it. He's a 32-year-old offensive tackle. You're okay with losing him. It's fine. And that second-round pick, if you use that to trade up, or if you end up picking that second round, I think whatever you do with it's going to be better than Jeremy Lane, personally. I think both teams won this trade because Seahawks want to win now. They needed an offensive lineman. They went out and got one. Texans don't. I'm not going to say they don't need Dwayne Brown, because obviously if you put him in that offense, it's going to make him better. But is it going to make him that much better? I don't know. Yeah. So, both teams won.
Move to this one, I guess, questionable. I guess maybe if you don't think he matches well with the front office and coaching, which I know has been a problem. But Jaye to the Eagles. I guess he did have a little trouble in the Dolphins. Obviously, we saw that. For a fourth rounder this year. So I guess the Dolphins got better than his value since he was a fifth rounder. I mean, I don't know. That really – that's a tough one there.
Yeah, I get them – I guess I get them selling him for a fourth rounder because he hasn't been great this season, and it's kind of the jury's still out on him. Me and Thomas were talking about it fantasy-wise, and I don't think it's this bad, but I compared it a little to the Trent Richardson trade. Trent Richardson had an amazing year, the year before with the Browns, and then he starts to not do great with the Browns, so they trade him early to the Colts. And Colts were a winning team at that point, and they were a team where it's like, oh man, if they got a running back too, that could seal the deal, like really make him a contender here. And then he's nowhere to be seen in the NFL, and that was only a few years ago. We'll put it at that. He was pretty awful. I don't think it's going to be that bad, but I think that's kind of where the Dolphins are looking at it from their side, maybe. But yeah, on the Eagles side, I do think it was a good trade. I think it was a great trade for them because if he's anything like last season, that's incredible for them. Takes a little bit of pressure off Wentz. Maybe you can ride that clock a little bit more on offense, take a little bit more pressure off the defense. That's a big piece for them if he plays anything like last season.
Thomas?
Yeah, are they using Smallwood at all?
I mean, he did just come back from an injury, and now he wasn't used a lot last week, and now this kind of cuts into his role a little bit.
See, I don't know if it does, though, because I feel like it more cuts into Blunt's role, because Smallwood was taking over that Sproles role for him.
Yeah. But they're saying Ajayi has the catching ability that could knock out.
Okay.
And then Clements doesn't look terrible either. So, I don't know. They just have so much. I can't spy on Smallwood right now. I'm dropping him in fantasy. It's too inconsistent to start him.
Yeah.
But anyway, sorry, Thomas, continue.
But yeah, like it's one of those four backs is getting cut. Obviously not going to be Ajayi, but I feel like there's a lot more going on with it. Stephen A. Smith said it was fishy that you'd trade your premier running back for a fourth-round pick.
That was a bad pun by him. Sorry. Fishy. Yeah.
I didn't even get the pun, honestly.
Dolphins.
I know. I got it, but when he said it, I was like, I was like, oh, you're funny, Stephen A. But yeah, but yeah, it made zero sense for the Dolphins. From a Dolphin standpoint, 0 sense whatsoever. How they use him is going to be the other thing, because he's going to want the bulk of the carries, and he's not going to get them. So no, we'll see. I ditched him in fantasy though. That's for dang sure.
Yeah, I'm still. I don't know. I'm split because I know he did have. I don't want to say problems, but Gase has never been a fan of him. Even with him successful, I don't feel like Gase has even really completely bought into him. So I guess I understand getting rid of someone that you're not sold on, but I mean, still with last year and this year, the fact that they have guys outside, but they can't get him the ball right now. So I don't know. I'm not really sure the Dolphins' direction because they're winning. Obviously not Thursday night, but they were showing the stat of them. They're like the third best regular season team in the last year and a half, which is weird to think about. So what direction is the Dolphins? I don't know. I feel like they're putting themselves in a weird spot right now because
that's what I feel about with the Panthers. I don't know where they're going. I don't get it.
They're still technically in the wild card. I mean, I guess they have faith in Williams and Drake. I mean, would you rather split carries? I guess I just have to see what they want their offense to look at it like at this point, because I'm lost. I can't judge this trade because I just don't understand the Dolphins. I'd have to have more info on what they want to do.
And do they even still feel like Tannehill's their dude after this season? I mean,
I thought they were about to just go complete sell and get rid of Landry as well, but I don't.
I wish they would have for the sake of Jarvis Landry.
Yeah, that's what I'm just gonna step back on that one and just, I guess, wait a year and see what is going on.
Yeah.
So I guess another late draft pick here, the Bills trading Darius to the Jags for 6th rounder. I was a surprise. I mean, I get it. He's not going to come back, and the Bills are in this weird position where what they're doing is working, so I can't question it. But at the same time, the Jags just got better on defense. So, obvious win for the Jags. Has to be.
6th round pick.
Yeah.
That is a steal.
Yeah.
I'm all in with the Jags, baby. Go Jags. God,
Yeah,
go Jags.
I mean, it's a complete win for the Jags, no doubt. I don't want to say it's a complete loss for the Bills because I don't know, what they're doing is working. So, but I feel like you could have got more. That's
Darius,
what I'll say at least on that.
Darius with that already really good defense line, that is scary.
It's him, Campbell. Then you have also Malik, and then and then whatever, just
Dante Fowler Jr.
Russian, and you have
the kid from A&M. I can't think of his name. Like starts with a Y. It's a weird, strange name.
Melvin Jack, the linebacker from UCLA.
Oh, Jarrett Jack.
Yeah.
Not Jack.
Miles
Jack is the point guard.
Sorry, yeah.
In
Miles Jack.
He's old as crap.
Miles Jack. Yeah, that's a solid up front. Thomas, what do you think?
You know what? They're already stout and they just got better. So they pretty much stole them from Buffalo.
Yeah.
So, but whatever's going on in Buffalo, they must not have thought very highly of him. So, goodbye run against Jags.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. And now to the final and my favorite draft headline. Oh man, this is the epitome of the Cleveland Browns. The Browns going for AJ McCarron. Got the trade figured out. Oh wait, it doesn't happen. What happens? They fail to get the trade officially called in on time. The Bengals, this has been true now. The Bengals called in and confirmed the trade. The Browns were celebrating the trade and forgot to make it official. By the time they called the NFL, it was past the deadline. They denied it. They tried to make an appeal. They denied the appeal again. The Bengals are confused because they're like, we agreed. We talked to someone in the NFL, and then the NFL goes, yeah, but the Bengals did not, or the Browns did not contact the NFL in time. That's story number one. I just want to say, obviously, that is something in itself. I've already put my application out to the Browns. Look, I can get something done in time if that's all you need. I'll be the guy that just calls and makes sure things are done in time. That's it. Two, this is also, I feel like, kind of getting forgotten because the fact that the Browns did that. That's just – anyways, they were going to trade a second and third rounder for A.J. McCarron. They were going to give more than Jimmy Garoppolo. That kind of confuses me as well. So, two interesting separate storylines. Randall, I can't anymore. You take it.
There's one winner. One winner and one winner only. AJ McCarron. You just lucked out, my friend. You lucked out by this much. The fact that there was no phone call made to the league was what stopped you from having to go to the 0-8 Cleveland Browns and battling it out, if you want to call it that, with Kaiser and whoever else they want to have it, Hogan, whoever else they want to try to act as like an actual quarterback. So AJ McCarron is the real winner here. That's all I have to say.
Thomas.
Yeah, I ain't got nothing to say about that. But I do want to go back to the 49ers trade.
Yeah, he didn't get
since you didn't get to talk, yeah.
I saw a tweet. It might have been from Adam Schefter that said it was a quote from John Lynch that said Garoppolo might not even play this year.
Yeah, I did see that.
I saw that too.
I was like, what?
Tank.
You don't give up that. Well, yeah, that too. But you don't give up that to not play him.
Yeah, I feel like you have to.
Even if they're going for the second overall pick again, or whatever, you got to.
Yeah,
Like,
I feel like
what's the benefit of not playing him?
I feel like you have to at least get him some time. Look, I get giving him plenty of time. Don't just throw him back there behind it. But they got 2 weeks and then their bye week. Give fans some hope and just show him. You're like, oh, give this. That's going to bring some interest. I mean, we see how little the 49ers bring in. Just put him out there, at least maybe like the last 3 games. Just show something that like, hey, this is what we got. Look at what we just got. Give you hope for the future, and then get him at least some work with. I mean, they paid Pierre Garçon that contract. You might as well let him have some game action with him. Carlos Hyde, is he going to mesh well with, just give him some time with the team just to figure things out.
Yeah, honestly, like, how hard could Kyle Shanahan's offense be? I feel like it's the NFL version of an RPO offense, honestly, with how much, like, they're going off like a read option type deal, because that's what Matt Ryan did. Matt Ryan, when he had Shanahan as the OC, he'd run the read option of Jones on a quick slant for 100 yards. It's fine. But, like that's what happened. Like, and you think that, Garoppolo going to, and anybody but Cousins, or like, yeah, anybody but Cousins going would be a match made in heaven, because Cousins would obviously be a really good, but you get what I'm saying. Like, Garoppolo isn't the fastest dude, but he's mobile, and he's got an arm, and I feel like that he can run Shanahan's offense. I think out of everybody that the 49ers could have picked from, draft included,
yeah,
they got their quarterback of the future. But it's all about how they use him and how long Shanahan stays, honestly, because I think that Garoppolo would work best in that type of situation.
You know what I'm doing if I'm the 49ers GM this offseason and I want to energize that city? I'm going after Odell Beckham Jr. You can pay that man. Jimmy G needs someone to throw to. You go after OBJ with everything you have, all the money, and then you draft someone, I don't know, a complimentary piece, wide receiver in the draft. I mean, at that point, you don't need to get a quarterback, so I think that would be fun for that city and have something. Yeah, it would give them something to cheer for.
Interesting. We'll see you come around free agency. That'll be fun. So
think Thomas is dying.
Yeah, we'll get to So we'll do we're gonna have to do a pretty quick buy or sell here. We'll run through each division and wild card and just say if you're buying and or selling your original pick.
Jeez.
And then a quick, who do you think? So we'll start NFC East. Randall, buy or sell? I think this is gonna be easy.
Well, so who I picked for my NFC East winner is what I'm buying or selling.
Yes, and then if you are selling, who are you picking?
I picked the Giants. I'm obviously going to sell, and I will replace them with the Eagles, obviously.
Thomas, are you selling your Redskins?
I'm selling the Redskins.
Buying into the Eagles?
Correct.
That is I am obviously buying into my NFC East pick. Eagles, buying. All right, NFC North. I'll just say I'm selling the Packers. Obviously, Aaron Rodgers gone, so I am buying Thomas's Vikings pick. Thomas, are you sticking with your Vikings?
Of course.
Randall.
Yeah, I'm selling. I had Pack. I'm selling Pack. I'm buying Vikes.
Yeah, I think that one's a pretty easy one, and Thomas made us look stupid. Apparently, he knew Aaron Rodgers was going to get hurt.
Teddy Two Gloves is coming back.
That's true. Move to the NFC South, where I had the Falcons, and I'm selling and jumping on Randall's Saints. I'll jump on the bandwagon. I'll buy the Saints. We'll go to Thomas then.
Who'd I have?
That's on you. Who did you have?
That is you. I believe you had the Falcons too.
Yeah, I think I had the Falcons, but no matter who I had, I'm buying the Saints.
All right, Randall.
I hate to even say that I had the Falcons picked, but I did. I betrayed my own team. But I did not see our defense looking like this, so I am selling those Falcons and buying the Saints to meet the Eagles in the NFC Championship, baby.
All right. NFC West. This one's tough. I had the Seahawks, and I'm still buying the Seahawks as the division winner. I still think it's next year the Rams win the division. I see the Rams as a playoff team. I'll get to that in a second. But I have the Seahawks still buying, but as a lower amount, I'm putting it in. Randall.
I actually am doing the same thing. I had the Seahawks. I'm buying the Seahawks.
Thomas, you had Seahawks as well.
I'm sticking with mine.
Okay. I feel like you're out of all of us would have
I'm
been the
buying
one that
them.
jumped the Rams the most, but all right. So we'll go to wild card, and I will tell you this: I am selling both my wild cards. I had Bucks and Lions. The Lions going 0 for 5 in the red zone has, I don't want to say lost faith in me, but they don't have a wild card shot. They have to win out in hope for the division. I am buying all in on those Rams, and then I'm putting, I guess I'll save one chip, and I give the Falcons a hope for a wild card. Thomas. Randall.
All right. Well, one of my wild cards, I guess I'm technically buying because one of my wild cards was the Eagles. I'm not buying them as a wild card team, but I'm buying them as a champion. So with them, I'm going to replace with the Rams, like you said. And gosh darn it, Dom, I am replacing my other pick was the Bucks.
Yeah, the Bucks as
And
well.
I'm picking the Falcons too because I think Carolina is going to fall now that, I mean, they don't have anyone to throw to. Like, who do they throw to? And their running game's not that great. So, yeah, I'm gonna go with ATL as well.
All right, Thomas. I believe you had the.
I think he had the Bucks.
The Packers. Too. I know he had the Packers since he didn't have them winning the division. Did you have the Bucks or the Eagles?
Yeah. No, I think he had Dallas. Didn't you have Dallas as your wild card?
No, I had Eagles, Packers.
Okay. Well, so then if you're buying Eagles, you already bumped them up. Are you selling the Packers as a wild card then?
I am selling the Packers as the wild card.
Right. Who's your new wild card buy-ins?
Ugh.
Are you joining us with the Rams?
I think I'm gonna have to, honestly.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I'll join in on that bandwagon.
Wait, I thought you had the Rams winning the NFC West.
No, he had Seahawks. He just said
Seahawks, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. He just was more on a couple weeks ago with them winning this year.
Okay.
Than us. But anyways, yeah. So yeah, Rams one wild card. Who you giving that second one right now? With a little bit of a shakeup of that trade deadline.
I think it's got to come out of the NFC South.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna go with the Bucks. Bucks Rams.
All right, interesting. So we'll go to the AFC East. We're all still putting our money on the Pats. I think that's a clean sweep still. Anyone opposed? All right.
Nope.
All right. So AFC North, we did all have the Steelers winning the division. Are we all still there?
We're still there.
All still buying in? All still buying in? All right. Here's, I think, maybe a big change. Maybe. I don't know. Depends on who you guys had. I had the Jags, I had the Titans, my bad, in the AFC South, and I am buying the Jags is what I'm saying. I am pushing it all in with the Jags for the AFC South. And Randall, I think you had the Jags, right?
No, I had the Titans.
Oh, you had the Titans too. Okay.
And I'm changing to the Jags, baby. Go Jags.
Thomas.
And I'm sticking with mine, baby.
Texans.
All right. So the West, we all had the Chiefs, and I think that's a clean sweep again.
Yes.
Agreed?
Yeah.
All right. So then the wild card. This is interesting.
Actually, I didn't have them.
You didn't have the Chiefs?
I had the Raiders. Selling the Raiders and buying the Chiefs.
All right. Well, you are definitely on the Chiefs one now. Wild card. I can tell you I'm selling both my wild cards because I was jumping all in on the AFC West being that power conference. Yeah, nope. I had Broncos, Raiders. No, I'm selling them both. I obviously said at the beginning, I jumped on the Bills wagon, and I'm circling the wagon with the Bills in a wild card spot. And I'm giving the Texans the wild card spot just over the Titans. Randall.
So my wild cards was Chiefs, which they just and then the other one was
the Ravens.
I did have the Ravens, and so I'm gonna add the Bills to my wild card. And you know what? I'm sticking with the Ravens.
Ooh,
Sticking with them.
I could see that because they're the late season team.
I'm sticking with them.
Thomas.
I will go Bills and Jags for my wild card.
Circle the wagon.
And I had the Raiders and.
Were you the one that picked 2 AFC West?
That was me.
That was okay, because I know we all talked about it. We were all like, I could see 3 AFC West teams coming.
And that was me. I jumped on that.
I can't remember who the other one, my other wild card was, but either way, I'm selling them both for Buffalo and Jacksonville.
All right. I like this.
I think you might have had the Jags as your wild card.
I think you did. I think you had the Jags, Thomas.
You're a believer,
Well, there you go.
You've been a believer longer than I don't say longer.
Don't stop believing.
But Thomas put the aspirations higher for the Jags than we did.
You're a better man than I.
All right. So with that, we will go into quick pick'ems, and Randall, just tell us the overall scores real quick again.
Oh yeah. So it is me and Thomas both have 55, and Dom has 49.
Getting there. All right. So Thursday night, the Jets home color rush jerseys versus the Bills. Are we sweeping Bills?
Please round those wagons.
Christmas game.
What? What did you say?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, we're sweeping the Bills.
All right, sweeping the Bills. All right, next up, home Panthers versus Falcons. I think this is a lot tougher before the trade. Does anyone want to take the Panthers being mad and winning?
Nope.
Nope.
Sweep them again. Falcons it is. All right, next up is another sweep probably, unless someone really wants to jump on the Jacoby Brissett bandwagon. Colts travel to Houston. Are we sweeping the Houston?
Yeah.
Sweeping the Houston. All right.
On the brooms. That's a sweep.
Man, we have some sweeps coming along. This is going to be a hard week to catch up, I think. Jags home versus Bengals.
Jags, baby.
Jags. Man.
Jags.
All right. Home Saints versus Bucks.
Who dat nation?
Thomas.
Who did?
Sweep. Saints.
Oh man.
This is
I know I got one that's gonna break this sweep. I know for a fact.
Yeah, I could see. Okay. Rams travel to the Giants.
Rams.
Sweep
nation.
All right. And the next one, does Brock Osweiler go to Philly?
Sweet.
Man, all right. Here we go. Maybe this is the one, I think. Ravens travel to Tennessee, who hasn't been all that as they should be. Randall.
Baltimore.
All right. Thomas.
Same.
Titans.
Okay.
Tighten up. I'll do it.
Tighten up. Get it. Much better than Stephen A.
All right. There's another one. Drew Stanton and the Cardinals go to the 49ers.
This is the one that I was talking about. Randall. I'm going 49ers, baby.
Ooh. Thomas.
I'm going Cards.
I think 49ers get that first win as well. Oh, sorry, Thomas.
Adrian Peterson's running all over him.
All right. I'm going 49ers get their first win because Drew Stanton is not going to do anything. 49ers. All right. So, Thomas. Seahawks, Redskins. Seahawks.
I'm sick and tired of picking the Redskins.
That O-line, 4 of their 5 starters didn't dress for practice today.
They might not win another game.
Seahawks sweep them. The Zeke-less Cowboys home versus the Chiefs.
Chiefs. Chief Keefs.
Chiefs. Thomas?
Chiefs.
All right. Sunday night football. Still kind of questioning how this happened. Raiders go to Miami. Thomas, what do you think?
Raiders.
Dang it, that's exactly what I was going to do. I got the Raiders.
Raiders as well. Man, this is
boring pick'em.
This is a boring pick. I'm sorry. Don't worry. Thomas will save it all in the end. All right. With the tweet. All right. Packers at home, Monday Night Football. Brett Hundley get his first win versus the Lions. We already know who I'm picking. Still going with the Lions, though. Randall.
I'm riding with the Lions as well.
Thomas?
Rodgers playing?
What? The Packers. The Packers at home versus the Lions.
Thank you. Is Rodgers playing?
No.
Okay, then I'm going with the Lions.
All right.
So
we got pretty much 2 games that is going to decide. We have 2 games that will decide some points. So, yeah. All right. Since that wasn't the most exciting pick,
part of the show.
The best segment. Thomas, take it away.
All right. So this was March 21st, 2011.
Ooh.
Okay.
NBA player.
Okay.
Ooh. Oh, man.
Current
NBA player.
Current. OMG.
No, Thomas, wait. Stop. All right, try again. You're cutting out. I can't miss this. I can't miss these words.
Oh!
No!
Tweet it to us or text us.
Text it to us, Thomas.
Don't text us who it is. Just text the tweet.
No. Marshall Texas, why?
All I've heard is OMG.
LOL.
I did hear LOL at some point in there. Oh, this is so upsetting.
No.
Get either. What?
OMG.
I
need help.
Okay.
LOL. I have to ask. LOL.
No, what did he say?
What happened after LOL? No.
No.
I'm just.
Wait. Go, Thomas. Go quick.
Say it real quick.
OMG, I need help. LOL. I have too much gas. LOL. I've been ripping all day. Even in my game tonight. I think it's TMI, but I need something. LOL.
Oh, man.
Okay.
Did you get that?
Yeah.
We got it.
Okay, 2011. Was he playing in the NBA already?
Hold on 1 second. I'm texting it to you so you can reread it.
Was he already playing in the NBA in 2011?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm going D Wade. Locking it in.
Okay.
All right, I sent you the tweet. Go ahead and read it.
Oh man, who am I gonna pick? You know, the popular choice would be J.R. Smith, obviously. But
I mean, KD's always there, though.
Yeah, he is.
Always an option. While you're thinking, I will read it again. Poor Thomas. OMG, I need help. LOL. I have too much gas. LOL. I've been ripping all day, even in the game tonight. I know it's TMI, but I need something. LOL. I'm still sticking with D Wade.
I feel like it's a center. It has to be a center. It just screams center. I don't know if I can't remember if he was playing yet, but I'm gonna say DeMarcus Cousins. Let's say Boogie.
Boogie? Ooh, that's actually a good one. Thomas?
Hey, it is a center.
Oh,
Ooh.
was it Boogie?
Dwight Howard.
Dwight Howard. That makes
Dang.
sense. That makes
Dwight
sense.
Howard. I can see him doing that. Dwight Howard.
Yeah. See, now I need to even know if I don't even know if Boogie was in the league yet.
I think so. I feel like he was.
I thought he came in like 2012.
Hmm.
Oh well.
Well, Dwight Howard.
He would have been a rookie in 2011. That's a rookie thing to tweet, so you know.
Well, Dwight Howard. I can definitely see that though.
Yeah.
All right.
Oh, yeah, I need help.
I need help. I need something. All right. With that, if you're feeling gassy, get something. So,
Go Stros.
Game 7. Go watch. This is We Talk Sports Good. And this was our NFL Trade Talk Deadline recap. Don't forget, though, follow us on Twitter, like our Facebook, subscribe to the YouTube, add us on Snapchat, send us questions, ask for topics. We'll get it covered. Thank you for tuning in.